everybody. Welcome back to another Stone Face reaction. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we are watching. What are we watching? Mobile Suit Gundam, Ironblood Orphans. That's right. So, what happened last time? I think they finally got to Earth, and our main character decided to surf down through the atmosphere on top of somebody else's mobile suit, and it was the most preposterous thing I've ever seen.
I'm sorry, are you sure we're watching the same show? It sounds to me like you're talking about Eureka 7.
You know, I had that thought too, and I was thinking, man, if I wanted to see Eureka 7 again, I would actually go watch it because it's actually kind of a fun time, except when it's not. But we're talking about Gundam right now. And I'm just trying to figure out what's going to happen next because they finally got into Earth. The entire point of getting to Earth was to get Cordelia there to do some speeches, to rally people to do things. They've shown off a couple characters which are probably going to show up and try to ruin things or help things. So it's probably going to be more complicated than that.
Well, my two predictions are going to be that nobody of any import dies, and
Mhm.
also that our main characters probably suffer no lasting loss or injury of any sort. I find that things are probably going to go their way ultimately, and that all their goals will be achieved, and, hearts and minds will be won, and, nothing bad will happen to anybody.
Well, it is a story, and I presume the story will go forward, so I will agree with you on that.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're not a fan of Tolstoy's famous War and Peace, where bad things happen to good people? And yet we've all learned a lesson along the way that human history is full of foils and foibles?
No. I read The Little Prince instead. I went on a he went on a space adventure. It was great. My reading level is definitely high enough.
I don't know. I did visit all those little what did you call them? When you were in like middle school and they had the book fair come along and
I think it's just the Scholastic Book Fair if it's the US, so yeah.
Scholastic, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Well, I mean, they all had the like names. There was like always one brand of book that dominated a Scholastic book fair, but you go there, you buy a book, looks interesting.
I'm trying to imagine buying War and Peace from the Scholastic Book Fair.
Well, those books are always like that thin, so you know how thick War and Peace is. So this is
Yeah, sell it as a 10-parter.
my 17 book Scholastic set of War and Peace. 17 tiny little books
Jeez.
in their what like 30 font.
But we had a topic here. Right, that was right. Gundam, wasn't it? But yeah, they're on Earth. I think this is just going to be a
Meet and greet.
yeah, meet and greet. I don't think there's going to be any fighting or a whole lot of action. It's going to set the stakes for like the last 5 episodes of the season.
Yep. Which is I think I brought up off recording before. It's going to set us up oddly so that we're going to be recording the last episode of one season and then in the same day recording the next episode or the first episode of the next season. So we'll be recording all of our final thoughts on season one along with the results of what happens in the last episode. Again, I imagine that they all get mansions and live a happy life ever after. And then for some reason we got a season two. And then start our season two recording where we'll predict what's going to happen this season based off of what happened last season. Again, I guess they all get married and win the lottery because I don't know. I'm just the jaded, angry mustache guy.
Well, you are angry and you do have a mustache, so it is appropriate. Um,
I can
I'm
solve that
tr-
with one easy step, and it's called a razor.
yes, shave off your angry personality. Let's see. I'm trying to kind of round out my thoughts here. Like, if there's 5 episodes here in this season, it's going to be the prelude to the big war that's going to happen here, where we get our whole flip for Galeron, and they start taking over and
Gallahorn.
dictatorial control. Galahorn, and they start taking control and stuff, right?
Gallahorn already is in control.
Uh, the new organization where our Char analog is going to be in charge and stuff.
Oz?
Yeah, Oz. They haven't said Oz yet, so I'm not gonna say Oz yet, but it's gonna be Oz.
Um, I mean, what, Teiwaz? No,
Yeah,
not Teiwaz, the other one.
Tekiden.
Well, no, Tekiden is them, the kids
Yeah.
from Mars. Teiwaz is the I guess it would be Teiwaz. So I'm trying to. What is my cowboy in space, my Mormon cowboy in space's group called?
You were right.
Oh
Tay
no, no,
was.
that's the part he's a part of. But doesn't his ship specifically have its like own designation too?
Oh, it does have a name. I forget what
Well, I
his
know the ship is
specific ship
called the
name is.
Hammerhead, but I mean, I thought it had it. I thought that like they were like a subsection of Teiwaz, and they had their own name as well.
Hmm. Oh, no, no. I think he just has like names for his ship. That's it. He doesn't seem to be any more of an independent operator, despite his setup, shall we say?
Despite his complete independence.
Yeah, despite his complete independence.
I guess technically before somebody jumps in and corrects this and however many weeks it takes this video to go out, or you can see it early on Patreon. Um, you I guess technically he is Tekiden now himself because where they joined forces. Like,
Yeah, he's basically been a part of them for the last half of this whole season.
but is still more responsible towards Tewas than anything else. Oh,
Yep, yep.
also we got to saw the return of Fat Hitler.
Oh, right. He's going to become a main character again. Well, I'm excited to see
Well,
what he gets up to.
we had the supposition halfway through that he was still around when they kept the guy who turns out to be the mask guy, Chocolate Man, whoever his real name is, who the hell remembers, uh, said in a casual conversation that the mustache guy was passing along information. It's like, made that passing joke. What other mustache guy do we know?
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of people to choose from with that description, right?
I mean, I guess in the world of Iron Blood Orphans, we've all forgotten what Hitler looked like, and it's fashionable for this mustache to come
Well,
back.
have they mentioned an actual year?
They probably have, I don't remember.
S- Same here. Honestly, yeah. Hey, maybe it finally came back in style, and he's making it terrible again.
Well, the thing is that we know that a number of years have passed since the God C names and being bad catastrophe or calamity. I can't remember which word they
I
said.
think it's calamity this time
Really,
around.
because I was really leaning towards catastrophe before you decided to correct me. So either one of these words has happened, and like the moon gets ruined or something like that.
Yeah.
Um, and assumedly it was a modern era before that. So we can extrapolate, but we don't really know. And there's a lot of high tech stuff like the Gundams apparently come from before the calamity
Hmm.
catastrophe.
Yeah, huh, that's interesting. So I guess there's some build up before then.
Well, I mean
Hmm.
to say that it was high tech before that happened, and it's been a long time since that happened. So we're
Hmm.
probably like, I don't know, TNG era.
Oh boy. The year 3000. Is that right for TNG? I don't know either.
No, it's not right for TNG, but it's right for Late Night with Conan O'Brien.
Hey, there we go. Alright. So I think all we have right now is speculation, so all that's left is to respond to viewers.
All right, if you want to read E16K,
Let's take a look.
I don't know how else to throw that at you.
Yeah, well, I put these out in the order that I opened them. Let's see. Killian says they're mourning over her death, including the snacks they left behind at her post. The same snacks, if you recall, Riot was stockpiling during episode 9.
First thing I have to say is Griff, even with glasses, can't tell an 8 from a 6.
Uh, well, this is the order that it came in.
That's you read E18K, but okay, whatever. Well, that's from episode 18, as you can see on the right hand side.
Oh,
I
there
was
we go.
trying to work from past to present, and you went reverse order.
There we go. I'm gonna put these back into order, apparently.
Well, I've just changed from the comment I thought you were going to read to the comment you did read. So,
Alright, so episode 18, snacks. So wait, I need a reminder on this. You will remember this more than me, right? What snacks are these again? It's been a while.
You remember Fumitan had a bunch of snacks. Remember she was taking care of the kids for a while. Had that whole "I want to hug Fumitan" phase.
Oh, oh yeah, that happened for like for a minute, didn't it? Huh?
I guess apparently Killian is saying that they left a number of snacks at her post, which I guess would be response to when they pan over to her post and there's like nobody sitting there, and I think I made an offhand comment why is nobody there? I understand it was Fumitan's post. It's just like she was banning it before. Clearly, it's a job. Why is nobody at the job site?
Right, right. So in this case, yeah, hey, they left the snacks out because well, she's dead. No one wants to clean up. There we go.
Well, they're
And
mourning
mourning.
her.
And mourning.
Well, they didn't like. She wasn't like a snack addict. She wouldn't fill her job site with snacks. They put the snacks there to mourn her.
I would have probably enjoyed Fumiton more if she was some sort of snack addict, just filling up the entire bridge with snacks, handing out snacks all the time.
Yeah, it really helps in that low G environment.
Oh, absolutely. That's exactly what you want to see. All right, so let's go ahead and start back at the one you wanted to then.
Sure. From 2 weeks back, episode 16, Fumitan Atmos, from also Killian. The Galaron soldiers were likely from Earth and cared little about Kudelia personally, and were only told to capture someone named Kudelia, and Atra was ready and willing to scapegoat herself. The dock workers, on the other hand, are very invested in Kudelia's actions as to free Mars. Wow, I just forgot how to read, Griffin. This is where you
I,
make
I
fun of
s-
me.
I see the struggle happening, and I was just gonna not say anything.
Yeah, I made fun. I made fun before that Griffin is the one of us wearing glasses, and clearly, and if you're watching, you can see how small the text is. Actions to free Mars motivated them to take up arms to protest as well.
Yeah, and that was basically my read of it. Like these Galahorn people didn't super care or weren't up to date on it, really.
Well, this is also, I think, mostly in response to the constant jokes I kept making about the
Yeah.
fact that nobody knows what the fuck Kudelia looks like and was willing to arrest any girl that said, "I'm Kudelia,"
Yup, yup. Yeah, you made quite a few of those actually.
all the time.
But I think Atra's scapegoating was actually an interesting event. I think it actually gave her a lot of characters. That was fun. Probably not for her though.
No, no. Physical abuse is never warranted, as I couldn't understand these last few weeks.
All right. So, A or B? Which one should I go for? Let's go for episode 17. Michael Spaulding. The guy in the pink mobile suit Gundam. His name is Shino.
Yeah, we made a crack about it before that we didn't know who that guy was, the one who custom painted his own mobile suit.
Oh right, yeah, and they even finished putting the graffiti on it like just last episode even too, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, I remember last thing I remember him saying was it's not finished. I don't actually remember him saying much else on that.
I think Shino did in fact finish his bright pink custom mech. So there we go. Hey, we have an answer.
There we go. And
And
last from
lastly.
the same episode, also from Killian. Again, it's not that other people aren't commenting, it's just that it's a lot of responses that are very much, ha, that was funny. You know, that sort of stuff. So it's like, yep, I can agree
These are
to
the fun
this.
comments to respond to.
Yeah, these are
We love
more,
you, Killian. Come
well,
back more.
it's more that these are the comments that are directly in response to something that happened, and with timestamps. So,
Convenient.
considering what the Gundam had to fight 300 years ago, of course, Gundam frames would definitely be more durable than the average Gray's suit.
Hmm.
Again, this is what I was commenting about before. That kind of I responded to him in the text, and he responded to me with a load of spoilers that I didn't feel was sharing here because they're spoilers. But
Gotta preserve
well,
the
I mean,
viewing
in fairness, he
experience.
also said these are kind of spoilers, and so I was like, okay, I'm kind of spoilers, but not. And it's like, okay, well, I'm just not going to share that with Griff, and I can just keep being angry over here on my own.
There you go. That's the Theta we know.
So yeah, stuff happened 300 years ago, which I guess is before the Calamity Catastrophe, and yeah, they needed stronger suits to fight something from back then. Sorry, I've also taken it upon myself to try and forget everything I read.
They had to fight the moon.
Oh yeah, I did just
Or
watch Moonfall, so that's completely right up my alley.
I guess more specifically, it is in fact a device that has lasted 300 years, and even if it was beat up once it finally got into everyone's hands around like episode 1 or 2, right? It was still basically functioning perfectly fine. So I guess it was made out of something tough enough to survive a lot of things, right?
Well, that was that one. What's it called? Barbados?
Barbados,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's that one specifically. I mean, we've seen other Gundams, and when Gjallarhorn referred to them, it was, oh, that one that's been passed down the family line, that sort of thing.
Right, the big special ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I imagine those are supposed to be equivalent here. These are the named characters, the important cool stuff, and the toys that are gonna sell.
I was just watching. Was it ABK Alexander Beckett King? His joke about cartoons from when I was a kid. Cartoons. So you have the Dora Explorer kids marching around learning life lessons, and then it goes to the giant mecha. Buy me, buy me, buy me, buy me.
And now I'm just imagining like, hey, you want to get a toy from that war story anime?
You want to be like those
Uh,
orphans, right, son?
yeah, I want to be an orphan.
I want to be an
Here,
orphan
I'll
just
start.
like my heroes.
Uh, all right. Well, now that we've gone ahead and bought all the toys, I guess let's go ahead and watch. Huh, Moon actually seems pretty okay right now.
Great landing job. At this rate, my legs are gonna rust.
Thank God there's no way they could possibly track where we landed on
So
Earth.
this is what Earth looks like. Can't believe we're really here. Shino, keep your eyes open and your mouth shut. Gjallarhorn already knows our position, all right?
Oh, hey, they already know their position.
Ugh, salty. What's up with the water here? It's friggin' nasty.
You're so lame, right?
Also,
absolutely
the
right.
increased gravity of Earth as compared to Mars or space has absolutely no effect on them whatsoever.
Yup.
Up there. Looks so beautiful, doesn't it?
Oh, it is destroyed.
So, is that it?
Is it? Or
The
just
thing
a
you
quarter
were
moon?
named after,
It,
Mikazuki?
it's got jagged edges.
Should be a shadow.
I can't believe it.
A jagged shadow.
Here now.
I mean,
After
you're
all this
laughing. You're like,
time,
I don't know what you're talking.
we made it.
Have you
together.
ever seen anything with a texture with a shadow on it?
Hey, who's that?
Don't know, but he told me that he wants to talk to you.
How did he get here so
So you're
quickly?
Tekkadan, are ya? Nice to finally meet you.
We're doing everything we possibly can. But most of his organs aren't functioning, and necrosis is setting in all over
I
his
told you I don't care about that. Just get him back to normal, all right?
Literally
The
thought he
option
was in
we
a
have
coffin
left is to
already.
utilize some form of cybernetic implant.
You can't be serious. That means he'd have to spend the rest of his life as a monster.
I don't.
I
want
didn't
that
bring
for
you
him
all the way
either.
from
I
Earth,
assure
Dr.
you.
Frankenstein,
Don't
not
give
to
me
raise
your
my
excuses.
friend.
Just get him back to normal. To someone who can
We're gonna
fight
get some
again.
Gundam Wing
Someone who can
Thunderbolt
avenge
here.
his
No, not
superiors.
Wing, no, just
Impossible, sir.
I can't let him die like this. Do you understand? I won't let that happen. Because of me.
It's amazing. The sea and the sky, everything's so blue. Look at how big the clouds are.
But my God, we
Yeah,
feel
but the
so
sea has
heavy.
a funky smell to it.
we need to
And it makes
ruin
things
their
sticky.
childlike
Freeze's a whole lot better than
appreciation
this.
nature with a seagull
Well,
attack.
I'm sure there are other
With
places
the
around
beach
here.
episode.
Look, Yamagi, I want to go somewhere. Really
Oh my gosh,
cool,
it's finally
you
the
know?
beach episode.
Yeah, but it's good to relax like this.
Only took
You could
20
really use it
episodes.
every once in a while.
So boring.
Subverted by the fact that there's only two girls on
this
the.
is the end of
Well,
our
no, they
job.
did that in
I wonder if we'll get
Gurren
any
Lagann
use.
too. The Gurren Lagann, they only had two girls, and
You know what? If
the negotiations end well, we might become superstars back on Mars. Huh? We'll get a welcome home party, and the chicks will be lining up.
Yeah, if we make it back at all.
What? Oh, man, no fun. Oh,
Now stop babbling like a moron and work, you pierced
How did I forget? Oh, they had a whole crew of women.
The thrusters we added are crushed. Can't get them to work. The other parts can be covered by ones we got from the Montauk Company.
I used the old thrusters back on Mars, so that's fine.
But your mobility won't
We can
be.
help too.
Are you guys finished?
Actually, we made sure Roe could be used on land before we left the Hammerhead. Now then.
It's like
if
they're
you don't mind,
professionals or
let's
something and already did all this
Barbiton.
stuff.
A setup.
Yeah, I thought of it back when I was working on Rebake. It'd suit Mikazuki better than the Muscle Man.
huh? Hey, did you catch an earth cold?
Yeah, they're so much worse than those Mars colds.
Ridiculous! You want to turn Ein into a machine?
Humanity mustn't ever be modified. A notion Galahorn's been spreading throughout the world intentionally. They feared the technological advancements made during the Calamity War would be used against their members.
That was
Alright,
Calamity.
Calamity, yeah.
Yeah, what's your point?
Don't you want to save his life?
Of course. He rescued me and I... No,
Wait, when did he take the disguise
I
off?
do what I can
Put his
to help him
uniform
punish
back on.
those who murdered his
He
superior.
got back home, I
He deserves
guess.
that opportunity.
Yeah, we saw him back home in orbit, in
The
costume.
best chance he has.
Come on. You can't possibly believe that.
I'll help you understand, and then you'll see the nature of its true power.
I thought those things could only be installed while you were a kid, though.
I don't remember hearing that specifically.
Going all this way. My name is Togonosuke Makanai. I've been waiting
Ah,
to
the
meet
beard.
you
It does
for
move.
a while, in fact. Can I get you something to eat?
Mr. Makanai.
Something I pointed out during the opening is that his beard moves like the Predator's mouth.
Don't worry
And
about
once you see it,
Galahorn,
you
my
can't
boy.
unsee it.
They won't come here, I can guarantee that.
How can you be so certain?
Very lucky of them to land in that
Do
area.
you have any idea which jurisdiction this island belongs to, young miss?
Japan, if I had to guess.
That's...
The Oceanian Federation, right? If Galahorn wanted to
So
come out
Australia.
here, then they would have to get permission from the Federation first. Isn't that correct?
Absolutely. I can see you're beautiful and intelligent, dear lady. How wonderful.
You're too
That feels a
kind.
little
But there's
patronizing.
no reason for the Oceanian Federation to harbor people like us.
Actually, there is. You're popular. The Federation's so grateful they'd probably give you an award if they had the chance.
What are you talking about?
Everything went better than expected. The reforms in the Dorts, I mean. It turned out to be quite the success. Apparently, the union laborers obtained working conditions equal to those on Earth.
Is that so? Their wishes came true.
Hey,
Sorry.
so they didn't all die.
Sorry, living on modern
Thank
Earth, I
you.
don't know that that's a
Your
great
actions
thing
have
either.
triggered the whole thing.
Power actions?
Yes. I don't know what'll happen from here on.
Alright, but
out.
imagine
I suspect
worse than
productivity
modern
in the
day
Dorts
Earth.
will drop
So they
temporarily.
live in a modern
Which might
feudal
hurt the
state now?
effort
Is that what I'm
for
hearing?
the time being, but for the other economic blocks, it will serve as a great boon. And having benefited from such a magnificent event, the Oceanian Federation would never sell you to Galahorn. This is great. So delighted you're here. Now, what was it again? The reason you guys came here, I mean.
We're here, sir, to discuss the deregulation of Martian half-metal by our
Ah,
brow.
yes, of course. It's long overdue. Truth be told, that's something I have.
I feel like this is
always
the first
wanted
time we've
to
ever
see
heard about
realized
that.
as Well,
Oh, what they're actually on about?
The deregulation of Martian half metal.
But why?
I thought it was Martian
because I fell
independence
from
in
power,
general.
I'm currently
Not what you
living
just
in
said.
exile.
Hmm.
Huh?
You what? So...
In other words, I have absolutely no power over anything.
The hell are you saying? We came all the way to Earth just to meet an old fart who can't do anything but sit around and stroke his damn beard all
Boss,
day?
please.
It's a pretty good beard.
So, that means everything that we've been doing was pointless?
I'm not saying
Well, not to
that,
the dorks.
no. Quite the opposite, in fact. There are still ways to turn this around.
Bro.
They involve violence. You remember Dort Station?
I can discuss this with the rest of our crew.
Go back? Not good. Not good at all. I think what we have here is a grave misunderstanding.
What do you mean?
Do you have a plan for getting back to Mars in one piece? Do you even have a ship that can take you off this planet?
Why are you saying this? I don't understand.
I told you! The Oceanian Federation is making sure no one will sell you out to Gallarhorn for as long as you're here. However, if the mood struck me, I could change that of my own volition.
Was that a threat?
Certainly not. Well, anyway,
It certainly
take
was.
your time to think it over. I do hope you make the right choice.
No one talks that way to Tekuden.
Well,
I'm pretty sure plenty of people have.
There's no need for you to be swayed by Mr. Makanai. Miss Kudelia. I mean it. In the end, the reason I've come this far is because all of you helped me. And if it wasn't for your dedication, I couldn't have left Mars in the first place.
And apparently also a
I
Martian
can't
half
thank you
metal.
enough.
Hey, don't mention it. After all, that was our job.
Yes, I know. As of now, that job's been carried out to my total satisfaction. So from
5
But
stars.
now I have some complaints.
5 stars, but there will be comments.
I'll be
You
docking
can
your
each follow
tip.
your own path.
If only we had one.
Hey, boss! We're receiving a QCCS call. Come on!
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
Eugene!
You're still alive, huh?
Of course!
Hey, it's
Chad and
Eugene.
Dante are all right too.
Oh man, you really are tough!
You know it.
The Oceanian Federation decided to harbor us for a while. The Turbans, too.
You know, after we crashed our ship into a space station.
It's pretty amazing. They're treating us like friggin' heroes here.
The beating we gave Gallarhorn must have really made an impression.
For real?
You're some hardcore badasses!
Kinda embarrassing to be called
So
a
glad
hero.
you're safe. Good job.
You bunch of idiots. Next time, try calling us sooner.
You kidding me? You don't know what we had to go through.
By the way, Naze wanted to know what was happening down there.
All right. Tell brother I want to talk to him about something.
Understood. And one more thing. Biscuit, we need to talk.
Huh?
Your sisters are
Specifically
dead.
with Biscuit.
Your sisters are dead. They jumped in front of a car. This one didn't stop.
Sounds like a crafty old
The
fox
space
to me.
car.
He isn't going to be that easy to deal with. So, what's the plan?
Well, honestly, the risk is probably the same either way. I am a little worried. Isn't Mr. McMurdo expecting Kudelia's negotiation with Mach and I to go well?
Orga, look, you don't need to feel obligated to the old man in any way.
Huh?
You've done more than enough to repay your debt. Besides, I'm sure he just thinks of this as another one of his gambles. Don't worry, all right? You don't need to consider his feelings. Now, just forget about all of that and tell me what you really think. I mean, which way do you want to go here? There isn't
Here we
anything
go.
holding you back.
Main character choices.
All right. Thinking of taking on Mach and I's request.
Even if doing that could possibly endanger the lives of your family?
Either way, we can't go back to Mars like this. Suppose we did go back there. We might get a little fame, be able to find work for a while. That isn't gonna last too long. We're still nobodies, brother. And I want for us to become something much bigger.
If he starts a war, everyone will remember him.
Whatever path you choose, I'll be ready to help you. After all, that's what big brothers are for, right? Oh, are Lofter and the others okay?
Yeah. I'll get them now.
You got a call from Naze.
Really? I'll be right there.
Why'd she call him Naze?
Good question.
What do you and Eugene talk about?
It was nothing.
Well, I've decided. I'm taking on Mach and I's request. If there's a risk either way, figure it's better to pick the one with a bigger return. Don't you think? Biscuit?
Let's go back. We did all we set out to do. I think it's time for us to head home. Tewaz might give us a ride if we travel lightly and leave everything here.
But we can't do that. If we only do small jobs on Mars, we just go back to being nothing but punk-ass kids again. We'll get taken advantage of like before. We have to rise above all that.
But
Hire
what if
from
they started an
Chaos.
operation
Even higher
to
than
take in
Machina.
orphans and have them work for them?
Just stop it! Because we've done more than enough as it is. Please, you're not thinking about the rest of us. There must be a way to go back to Mars without having to endanger everybody's lives.
I don't think about my friends. Is that what you're saying?
That's not what I mean! I'm asking you not to purposely take the dangerous path, Orga. It's totally reckless!
I thought long and hard about this. It might be tough, but I know it's what's best for our future.
What if we get ourselves into this and
Man,
somebody
this is the most
dies
heated
along
argument
the
the main characters have had
there
yet.
won't be a future, not for them.
I've decided. We have to move forward.
Listen to me. If you do, I'll.
You what?
I'll quit Tekkadan.
Hey, Biscuit!
A message?
Oh, here we go. Now I figure out what the
It was
message was.
forwarded to us from the Dort colonies. It's from your older brother.
Wait, Saverin?
Oh, geez. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that would change his mood pretty quickly.
You scared me. Is something the matter?
No.
Well, was the implication he died?
Suicide, yes. Literally was hanging there.
Oh, I didn't see it. I saw two.
With a suicide note
I
on
saw
a USB.
Well, I saw two shadows in a doorway and a USB on the floor. I didn't see anything else.
Yeah, I first thought, like, oh, wait, he got assassinated? It's like, wait, no, wrong interpretation.
Is that what this is about?
I didn't think he'd take it that far.
It might have to do with what Eugene told him. About what happened to his older brother.
What I tried to do was for the benefit of my fellow Union members and everyone else. I acted on the belief it would succeed, but things didn't go as planned, and the result was unspeakable. Maybe Mr. Navona and I carried a burden that was beyond us and pushed ourselves too hard. We could have left the colonies and found simpler lives somewhere else. But once we got caught up in everything, it was impossible to get away. And I admit, I didn't know what else to do.
Oh, see, his feet framed the doorway. That's why I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Find your own path in life and never look back. Cherish the ones who are close to you. I pray that you have a happy and fulfilling life.
Cherish them by threatening to leave them at the first opportunity.
Brother.
So that's what it was.
Like, Biscuit clearly just wants to not have all of his friends die, which is fair.
Yeah, and they won't die if you don't see them die. That's the rules of the universe, right?
So I'm just trying to get it ready for land battle. About the only way I can contribute out here, you know. What's eating you?
Well, Orga and I got into an argument.
I can only go forward from here. Fumitan, please lend me your strength.
Sorry. Hope I'm not bothering you, but I figured you hadn't eaten in a while. I was preparing it earlier, but you had to go.
Wait, is that a fish?
Is everyone keeping the tail and the head on there?
It's my father's favorite.
Now you don't have to eat it if you
Um,
don't like it.
No.
There's an explanation. I just don't have it on the
keep my
tip of my
strength up.
tongue.
Still got plenty of these.
Hey!
You serious about this?
How many
really
more do you
wanna
have in your
quit
pockets?
Well, Orga's only thinking about moving ahead.
That's not anything new. It always hits life head on.
That's true. And if it weren't for him, we never would have come this far. Then again, maybe it was only blind luck that got us where we are now. Who knows how long we're going to be able to keep this going. Just seems like everyone would be a lot safer if we took a calmer path.
At least 29 more
Maybe
episodes.
Yeah?
Yep.
Then again, it's hard to say.
They do not choose a calmer path, by the
Nobody
way.
knows what the future's got in store. I'm sure even Orga shakes in his boots when he takes a big step forward. Make no mistake, it's a hell of a lot more than luck that got Tekkadan to where it is now. It was Orga, it was all of our friends, and it was you too.
I got this funny feeling Biscuit is going to die at
So
some
why don't you
point.
try and talk it out with him.
I mean, as I
Since
hear
you've
it,
always
a
done
lot
in
of
the
them will
past,
die at
right?
some point. But that's never happened, has it?
Ever since you joined the CGS.
And here we are,
Whatever
20
happened,
episodes
no matter
in.
what reckless thing I did, Biscuit always rolled with whatever I chose. I never saw this coming. Always thought that he'd
Yeah,
have my
your
back.
yes man finally decided to say something off.
Who knows? Maybe I am rushing.
Actually, no, he's like constantly been the one like coming up with
What's so
counterpoints,
funny?
like every single
I'm
like
sorry.
meeting everybody
Guess I just
has.
never
Yeah, no, you
realized
called
how
him the
much you
reasonable
relied on
one.
him.
Yeah.
He must have always been there to support you in all the decisions you made. Am I right?
Yeah, maybe.
Boss! There's a call from Mr. Mockenai. I don't know what's up, but he told me it's pretty urgent.
What is it? You can't wait one night?
It's not that. We just heard from Gallerhorn. They've advised us to hand over Kudelia and Tekkadan immediately.
Damn it! That's not what you told us
Oh,
before!
wow.
Well, there are people in Gallerhorn with some rather unique commanding rights. Even the Oceanian Federation can't hold them off.
I want a name, Makanai.
Their commander is...
You will not escape.
Ah, she's
Hey!
back.
For I,
Yeah,
Cosmic
she's
Issue,
back.
will stop you. You space rats. You'll pay for what you did to us. How dare you tarnish the reputation of our sacred name? On behalf of the members of the Outer Earth Orbit Regulatory Joint Fleet and the family members of the Outer Earth Orbit Regulatory Joint Fleet, we will not be disgraced. Do you understand? We are perseverant and fortitudinous. Next time on
It's
Mobile
an actual
Suit
word, by the way.
Gundam Iron-Blooded
Yep.
Orphans, Episode 21, To the Place of Return.
Okay, good. See, here's the
There we
thing.
go. It's fight time.
Here's the thing: is I like episodes like this. I just hate when they end up in a position where nobody loses. So, I like the emotional impact of episodes like this. I like that it's all about the inner turmoil of all the characters. That's fine. That's perfect, in fact. I just hate that they never lose. Also, I think we said last time, and I mentioned to you between recordings, is I really like Gallerhorn. Not because of what they stand for or anything like that, although I don't really have any problems with them one way or the other. It's just that their characters are the ones who always stand to lose. So when they develop a Gallerhorn character, it's like, oh, this is like what the main characters I expect it to be, where I don't know if they're going to get into a fight and they're going to come back. And
Oh, yeah.
when you build them up with a family and everything, like, oh, I'm going to get married to this girl. I know this girl since we were kids, and we all respect one another. And hey, I care about this guy so much, I'm going to yell at Dr. Frankenstein to bring him back to life. I care. Dude's been in the 3 or 4 fights now where he's seen everybody die, and now he's on his deathbed, and we have to wonder if he's going to survive or not. And he's not a main character. He could well die.
He could, or he could come back as a cool cybernetic pilot, and that'll be awesome.
Yeah, Space Genji.
So I already alluded to Thunderbolt, which I did see the first season of. It's pretty great, and you would probably like it probably more than you're liking Iron Blood Orphan at this moment, because there are 2 main characters, and they're on opposite sides, and one of them has to lose every fight.
Oh,
And
I
one of
thought
them
you were...
consistently keeps losing, by the
See,
way.
you're saying Thunderbolt, and I've liked 8th MS Team, where 2 of the main characters on opposite sides, and one of them has to rather consistently lose because they always get in a fight with the other ones on the other side. Well, they also fall in love in that one. So, but that one's a
I don't think they're gonna fall in love in Thunderbolt.
well, this one it's like a Vietnam analog in that they all have like shitty mechs that are falling apart, and they have to do these like, and there's a native inhabitancy going on there, and it's near the end of the year war, so it's the most down to earth of all of the Gundam series.
Right, makes sense. And to go ahead and like add on to what you were saying earlier, I also really enjoyed this. I like the drama that was involved. Both sides, Orca and Biscuit, like have very, very salient points in like what they're going for in terms of practicality. Where it's like, yeah, if we go home, we will probably eventually become poor and all die, or we could stick it out and see how far we go. And I could see them both making their points there. You are right. In the end, like Orca is going to win that fight, but not for like the sake of like arguing it harder, but like because Biscuit actually like gets companionship from the most stable engineer ever, who is a fantastic character. Um And I mentioned I had the feeling he's going to die, and that's because the way this is all framed and set up, it strikes me as the person who has argued to take the less risky path and has been convinced or calmed down from their position and will be put into a risky position will take the hit for that risk. He will be the martyr representing exactly the argument he was making.
Well, a couple of retorts to that is, I don't think that Biscuit had a relevant argument there, in that it was a random argument that he. Yeah, the people watching this are not going to understand when I say this. The 24th Ward comment that I made the last time is that the emotional argument is the worst argument. And Biscuit is making an emotional argument. He's not even following his own brother's advice. He's like, my brother's dead, I want to go home. And that's Biscuit's argument in a
No,
nutshell.
no, he's got more to it than that. He's arguing that we should stop putting everyone else in harm's way. I care about everyone. We should do the least risky thing so that nobody comes to harm. We should just go home.
And at the same time, that doesn't take into the account of anyone else's feelings. You can imagine if...
Oh yeah, no, that's for sure. Both those characters are acting selfishly.
No, it's Biscuit is saying, do this or I'll leave. And if Orca goes off and says, alright guys, we're all going to leave, how many people might say, no, we have to do this and finish the job, otherwise I'll leave. And it's like, it's a circle of, nothingness. It doesn't mean anything. And again, Biscuit's point I don't feel has any relevancy. It's he's encountered a sense of loss and now wants to give up is what I'm getting from Biscuit. But before we go anywhere else with that, I also agree with you. Biscuit's probably going to die. I've commented about the story writing skills of the writers of Iron-Blooded Orphans before, and their heroes don't lose. And any other time I've ever encountered this scenario in any other anime of this caliber, that person's going to die. It's like, I'll leave if we don't do this. Oh, we're staying? Well, I guess I'll leave anyway. Obi-Wan style.
He was wrong, and therefore he must be killed.
Well, it's not even a he's wrong scenario. It's we've given him a quarter of an episode to have his emotional attachments put out there. The only thing that they didn't do was show us a picture of his two sisters.
Oh, no. That'll happen on the episode where he's going to die. He'll pull out the picture. He'll be like, "Ah, yes, my two sisters. I can't wait to finally be back at home after this whole fight." He'll put it away. He'll go and do something, and then he dies.
I mean, if I was going for more emotional impact, it's something that would have happened. Like he's walking back, reaches into an inner pocket, and just looks at them. Doesn't even have to say anything. Just has to look down so we, the audience, can remember them, that they exist, and put the picture back, and that would have been it.
Right, exactly. Now I'm just imagining like stupid ways for him to get killed. It's like he just gets assassinated. It's like, who's gonna assassinate Biscuit?
I mean, they had to be assassinated.
Like a
They're in
sniper
a
shot, like for Cordelia or something.
They're on
He jumps in the
unfriendly.
way.
They're on unfriendly ground, and we've already seen in the preview next episode that my girl's coming back. So, I mean, all of you know they really punked her in every scene that she's been in so far.
I'm pumped for her. She's got energy. She's going in for fighting. She's perseverance and fortitudinous. It's
no,
great.
I said they've punked her every time that she's shown up. They
Oh,
did not
never mind.
pump her. They played her as a joke every time.
I thought you meant the story was pumping her up.
No, the story has played her as a joke. That's what I'm saying. They punked her every time. She tried to give a part of her speech, and she got Rita repulsed in the middle of it. Like, everybody stand forward. They will see what we're... Sir, they're doing something. In the middle of her speech, right? So, they interrupted her to show that she's pompous.
Right. Still, I'm excited anyway. It's gonna be good, and the main characters cannot retreat from this, so we'll see what happens.
They can retreat. There's literally an entire Earth that they can retreat from. And pointedly, I'll bring up again, they spent an entire day on Earth. And apparently, I guess GPS doesn't exist, or I don't know, satellites with imagery, or I don't know, anything that they can just look down like, that's where they landed. I saw them when they made re-entry.
No, they mentioned that at the very beginning. It's like Galahorn already knows our location. And then they go, so why haven't they caught us yet? And then our new bearded friend pops up and says, by the way, you're in my territory. No one else can come here.
It's not his territory, though. Remember, he's exiled. He has no
Yeah,
authority.
yeah.
Other than
Well,
word of mouth, apparently.
Right. But it's still a particular territory, the Oceanic Federation, and Galahorn can't just walk in. So that's why they weren't caught.
I mean, I don't think it's as simple as Galahorn can't just walk in, because...
Well, they are now. It took them like a day.
It very much seems like they can just walk in. I don't know. I mean, God,
had to
I'm
go
just
get the
leaning
warrant
back
signed by the
towards...
judge.
I'm leaning back towards any of Xeon war tactics. Like, oh, guys, look out. One of our freighters from orbit is just falling. I think that's going to land somewhere around... Oh, communications blackout.
Alright. Well, still, next time they're going to get into a fight, and we'll see if anyone dies in that one.
I mean, now that we're both anticipating someone's going to die...
Maybe?
No, I
Maybe.
mean, even though that we're anticipating someone's going to die, I feel like that takes the punch out of it a little bit when you telegraph it ahead of time.
Well, telegraphing is a part of writing a story, so
No,
I don't blame anyone.
Foreshadowing is a element of writing in a story. Telegraphing eliminates foreshadowing.
Or I guess, like, there's technically nothing in the text that says that Biscuit is going to die. It's entirely my entire understanding of narrative theory.
It's our anticipation based on what we've seen in previous examples, which which goes to show that they didn't do anything original if Griffin dies. All they've done is fallen back on previous examples of writing, which is both unoriginal and disappointing.
So we've created the lose-lose scenario. If Biscuit dies, it's unoriginal. If he lives, then the show has no guts. There you go.
See, all I'm saying is they've placed themselves into Kobayashi Maru, and they're going to have to do something super creative to make a win at the lose-lose scenario.
Alright. Final thought then. Biscuit gets into Barbatos, fights off 50 people. Barbatos gets stabbed through the chest, demonstrating that it can be destroyed, and he dies while trying to save everyone with the Gundam. There you go.
Does Biscuit have the system?
No, he does not at all.
Then he can't control Barbatos at all.
And that's why he fails. There we go. We did it. We wrote the story.
Yeah, I don't know how your supposition of the next episode involves Biscuit jumping into a fight that he himself is arguing that they shouldn't get into.
It's okay. We'll bend over backwards to make it work.
I mean, that's right up there with his two sisters didn't call him because they're actually on their way to Earth as well. And then they show up, and then they get taken captive by that woman that we've seen. And they're like,
and then
surrender or we'll kill the two girls.
And then we have a scene where the two girls have, like, Biscuit's, like, death note in their hand, and they're reading it and going, ah, yes, we must join up now and fight. And then they cross a road on Earth without looking both ways.
Oh, yeah, and that's when they get hit. But fortunately, they don't die. They get isekai'd to the next season of Isekai Quartet.
You thought this was a Gundam anime. You were wrong. Man,
all
trying
these
to imagine
ideas
how that would feel, and honestly, it would feel like JoJo season 2 to 3.
All these ideas more original than probably what's going to happen next episode.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of next episode, I guess we'll have to catch it next time. So, everybody, I'm Griffin. That's Theta, and we'll catch you on the next Stoneface reaction. See ya. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video and what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?